So welcome to today's class, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make the flounce. We are still on the flounce, so I'm going to be showing you how to make the flounce using the spiral method. Now here is the paper I'm going to be using for illustration, and I have my tape rule here and my ruler which I'm going to be working with. Now the first thing we need to do is to get the midpoint along the length and the width of this paper. We need to get the midpoint. So you can just, I'm just going to place my paper like this so that it is going to give me a crease line here. And it is that crease line which I'm going to rule over to get my midpoint. Now this is it. So automatically I'm going to be having a crease line there. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to place it on fold again like this, so that along the width too I'll have a crease line as well. So once I'm done, I'm going to open it up like so. You can see what I have one line here and another here, and I'm going to rule over it to get my line. So this is it. I've ruled over it. I'm going to come this way and rule over it as well. Oops. So I'm going to rule over it. This is it. Now, once I have the lines ready now, once I have the lines ready like this, automatically it means this right here is my midpoint. What we are going to do now is, the first one we are going to be making in this video is the one with regular length. That's the one which in which all the lengths are equal. That's starting from the beginning to the end of the flounce. Everything has equal length. Now to do that, I'm going to be working with a length 4. A length 4. If you want more, you can do more. Anything that works for you. Okay, I'm coming. Let me measure this place first. Okay, because I want it to be much. If I should work with 4, I'm going to be having just 2 here. So I'm going to work with 2 inches. So now, from you can label this point A, B, C, and D. Are you getting it? Now, from point, and this is E. So this is the connecting point. This is my E. Now, what I'm going to do now is to measure 3 on the line AE. Note that this midpoint is my E. So I'm going to measure 2 inches on line AE like this. I'm going to go as well and measure, this is line B. I'm going to measure another 2 inches to give me a line BE. I'm going to come again, this is line D. I'm going to measure 2 inches. This is my 2 on line DE. This is DE now. Then I'm going to come to the line C and measure 2 inches as well on line CE. Now, I'm going to now connect each point from this C, A, B, and D. I'm going to connect C, A, B, and D like so. Let's go. So now this is 2. You can just go ahead and measure 2 so that you have an accurate shaping. So I'm going to go ahead, connect it like so. Then I'm going to go ahead and measure it to at this midpoint and connect it like this, just so I have an accurate shaping. So make sure it is not more than, sorry, this is my 2. So not 2.5, sorry. So I have 2.5 there. This is 2. So I have to reshape it. So I'm going to come here, measure 2, connect the 2 together, come here, measure 2, and that means this is meant to come like this. So this is an error. Kindly omit this. So now, at this point too, we have the 2 here marked already. I'm going to go ahead and confirm. So I'm just going to come here, measure 2, so I have an accurate measurement. And the measurement is going to help the shaping. Remember I said this is an error, so kindly omit it. Now, once I'm done with that, the next thing I'm going to do now is, at this point now, this is C. At this point C, I'm going to come down by 2 because 2 is the length of our flounce. I'm going to come down by 2 inches. Then I'm going to connect this now to this 2. I'm going to connect this to this 2. So this is it. This is what I'm going to be having. So that at the end of the day, what you are going to be having from year to year, it must be 2 inches. Since what you have here is 2, so year 2, it must be 2 inches. And you bring it down like this. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and keep measuring the 2 all the way so that I'll be connecting this. That's this one. I'm going to go ahead, connect the 2. I'm going to come here. Note this was an error. So I'm going to come here as well to measure my two, connect it to this point, come here again, measure my two. So it is just as simple as that. So automatically, once you get the first one right, getting the others is going to be easier because you just keep following the foundation that you have made earlier. So I'm going to keep working with my 2 inches. So when you want to make a flounce that has all lengths equal, this is how you go about it. So I'm just going to keep going, measuring my two, measuring the two all the way. So this is it. So now this is the way to cut a spiral flounce with equal length. With equal length. Now you can use it as a cascading flay. You can use it as any design you want to use it for. So I'm just going to keep going. I just want to use up the whole of this paper, then we cut it out. So sorry for the breeze. So I'm just going to keep going like so. Note that this is it. We have 2 inches from all this place all the way. Now getting to this place now, I've almost used all this place, so I can't go another row. Now that means I have to stop. So it simply means that my flounce, the total length is going to stop somewhere here. So I have to come here and measure where that my 2 inches stops. So wherever 2 inches stops, that is where I'm simply going to stop my measurement. Now this is what I have now. This is 2 inches here. So I'm just going to go ahead and measure the same two so that everything will be equal from the beginning to the end. Note that I used 2 here because I want you to see how you can do it with more steps. If I had used 4 like I initially planned, I would have had not more than 2 steps here, which you wouldn't understand how to do it better like this. So now the next thing we are going to do now is to simply cut it out. So now we are simply going to cut it out. To cut now, I'm going to start my cutting from here. I'm going to start from here. That is where the length of the flounce stopped. So when cutting, you have to be careful. Don't cut through. Then I'm going to keep cutting all the way. So let me cut this place. So I needed to start from that place. So I'll just keep going like this. So you start from the base. So I'm just going to keep going, keep going. So that's the excess I just cut off. Now this is the main flounce. We are just creating an opening for the flounce now. Know that this one was the error we made earlier. So this is the real 2. That was when I measured 2.5 instead of 2 the other time. So now I'm just going to cut this off. So now this is wow, it's so long. So this is all we have. I hope you can see. So you can see that it looks like a flay itself. Are you getting it? So this is it. This is the beginning and this is the end. I hope you can. Let me place the camera like so. So this is what I have. You can see. So now you can see that from the beginning to the end, it all has the same length. So when you are making a flounce with regular length or regular flounce, anyone you call it. Now, this is how you should do it. Now, we are going to now go ahead and make the one with unequal length. Are you getting it? That's the irregular. Not the same thing I did. The vertical line and the horizontal lines are ready. So you can go ahead and label it A, B, C, and D. Why this is E. So in this case now, I'm simply going to, from this point E, which is the meeting point for all my lines, I'm going to go ahead and measure half on all sides. Half, half, and half on all the lines. And just like we did for that one, I'm going to connect it like this, like this. That's here to here, here to here, and here to here. Leaving just this place, just like we did for the other one. I hope you can see. Leaving just this place. So I'm going to just leave this angle now. Now, from that point, since I'm working with half, so I can decide, okay, I want the length of my flounce to be 1. Let me just work with 1. So I'm going to measure my 1 just like we did here. So I'm going to bring this place now to here, like so. And from here now, that is from this line, I'm going to measure my 1 as well. Measure my 1 here. Are you getting it? And I'm going to connect here too. So you can just come, make sure that the lines blend. It may not want to blend, but you just have to get your way around it and make sure that it will blend. So I'm going to go ahead and connect my 1 here. So automatically I'm even having more than 1. So that's why it's not looking like it is blending. So I'm going to connect it properly, make sure it is 1. So I'm going to come here as well, measure my 1. Coming here, measuring my 1, connecting it here. Coming here to measuring my 1, connecting. 1 and connecting. 1 and still being connecting. 1 and go all the way like so. 1 here as well and connecting. 1 and connecting. So I'm just going to keep going and keep going till I consume the whole of my pattern actually. So I'm going to keep going and doing my 1. So I'm just trying to consume all of my pattern here. So this is the 1 and voila, this is where it stops actually. So you could do it like this, stop where it stops here. That's if you want to have the M to still maintain the actual length, which is 2, which is 1 rather. But if you want the M to look like something like this, so instead of doing 1, you can just do, okay, from what I have left here, I can just shape it to this place. I hope you understand. If you want the M to have the longer length, you could stop wherever the 1 inch stops here, just like we did for the initial one. But if you want the M to look like something like this, that is how this is going to look, then you have to stop. Looking at what I have here, it's actually not up to 1, it's like half. So you just have to, wherever it stops and wherever the 2 stops here, you just bring it like so, like what I did here, and you shape it. And that is that for that. This is it. Now we are going to go ahead and cut it out. So I'm going to start my cutting. You have to open this place up a bit, or rather, since I'm working with something small, so I could just go here, go in. So this is, now I'm going to explain the two actually. I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to snake this piece a bit, then so I'm going to come back here and go like so. Keep going, going. So I'm going to keep going all the way, keep going. Now, one thing about this one, if you look at the other one, we stopped somewhere. The first one we did, we stopped here and we cut off this place. But for this one, we are not going to do that. We are just going to keep cutting because this one doesn't have the same length from the beginning to the end. So in this case, there is not going to be any cut out. So we are just going to keep going, keep going, keep going. and this is it. So now this is the shorter part. You can see that the whole stuff is blending each other. So this is it, and this is what we have. Now I said if you want the length of the flounce at the end, that's at the ending, not actually at the end part, to be the two, then I would have cut off this place and have something like this. That's if I want it to be like that. But if I want it to maintain something like what I have here, are you getting that? Is if I want it to be short, that's the ending part. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this place off, and you can see what I have. So this is how it is going to be looking at the end, and this is how it is going to be looking at the starting point. So now that is that for the irregular flounce. That is your flounce without equal equal length. That's the beginning and the ending of the length is different. So I hope you understand. Actually, if you have any question, you can ask in the comment section below. And please, please, please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and keep loving us. Actually, keep loving us. So I hope to see you in the next video. Do take care of yourself and see you same time next week. Bye bye.